So I just thought I'd show you around the bench what's going on here. Just get that paint out of the way. So I'm still moving on with these devils in skirts, and I started on the Piper to join in with them. So I cut the flag off the flag bearer because it's an awful flag, so I want to put a proper flag on there. Got a Prince August Imperial Guardsman going on there. He was the last one I had already moulded. Horses for my Polish Uhlans. And I've been starting to finish off the first foot guards. So I spent a lot of yesterday painting the facings. What I did was I used a pale blue first and then did a dark blue wash, which was something I picked up the other day, which is not the Prussian blue, it's the other one. When I find it, here we are, Windsor blue, and that's quite glossy, but if you use it as a wash over a nice thick pale blue, then it comes out all right. So it's darkened up the facings on these guys, which I think looks quite good. Started doing some of the white lacing on the sleeves as well. I've started, well, these guys I've just done with PVA because I'm fairly close to finishing off the horses for these guys, so once the horses are done I can concentrate on these, so then I'll have a very rapid, hopefully a rapidly done unit of Uhlans added. And across the top we've got these guys are on the go for my supply wagon, which I'm just going to show you in a moment. I've got to finish basing 4 of these guys, the British Foot Artillery, some more of the guys who are going to be sat round a campfire in my little diorama, which if you hang on a moment. So I've glued down some of the barrels, I've started making a little fire there. There's enough space on here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a tent with, is it Marshal Berthier, General Berthier, the guy who's got the table with the maps on it and the hat. So he's going to be sitting outside the tent with a couple of officers around him, handing over orders or receiving orders, and then we're going to have the guys around the campfire here, and I'll probably put in maybe these guys walking up to the campfire, or some of the casualty figures, because I want to go somewhere, and probably another guy on horseback around here. So what I was going to do today was the wagon itself in a palish green. I was going to paint it green and then lighten it with watered down white paint, and then when that's dry I'll do either a very dark brown or a black wash to pick out the detail on there. So that is probably going to be today's project. Okay, nice and short one for the moment. I've got other videos to upload very soon. For example, I was going to if I just get these guys out here. Oops, been doing a little bit more on the Saxons. I started doing the leather work on this guy. And as I was telling Mr. Chippy this week, a disaster struck, because I've been doing these guys. What I've been doing is that sort of padded armour on this guy, and I did another guy exactly the same. So that was basically a mix of yellow, white and brown to make a sort of leather colour, and then I did a black wash on there to pick out all the detail, which has come up very nicely. And did the same on this guy, and took those two both downstairs to show the kids and the wife, and they said yes, wonderful, marvellous, they look fantastic. Came back home, made the mistake of course leaving them downstairs, and came back home the next day and his spear had gone missing, which was most annoying. So what I'm going to have to do with him is cut out the bottom of the spear and replace it with a sword from a box of troops I have that I'm probably not going to use, so I'll just nick a sword from those and stick it on him instead. Buggers they are. Nobody admits to it. What do you expect? So that's it for the moment. As I say, I've got other stuff to do. I'm off tomorrow, so I will be doing more painting and more work. That was just a quick look at the bench, but the bench actually extends because I've got all these guys going across the top here. So these ones at this end, I've done the epaulettes and the sleeves. But these guys, I've got to do the Blue Windsor wash on their sleeves and collars and the epaulettes, and then I can finish those off. So there's what, 12 there. Cuirassiers, still a dabble there. These guys are very close to being finished. What I was going to do today as well was do a ink wash on the horses. So there's 8 there, and another 4 there. I've got to do some of the guys have got to have some gold on the helmets, so once I get the gold paint out, I just go around everybody who needs a bit of gold and just do it all in one go, because you use, just tiny little amounts on the troops themselves, but if you're going to get the gold paint out, you may as well do the whole lot. So it's just little dabs here and there. I've got these guys have all been PVA'd and need to be given the first undercoat. Dragoons just about finished. Small artillery there that needs to be done. The hussars are there because they were varnished, so they're just drying, and I'm also using this in the sample for doing the wounded figure. And I have all of these French guys more or less complete as well. I haven't done the pom-poms on them because I've got another 3 boxes of these, and I thought, well, I won't finish these until I've done the other lot, and then I can have more units in the same poses rather than just doing what comes in a box. So that's what I'll be doing with that. So as I say, this lot's more or less done, but I'm waiting on doing the other ones, so they'll just sit out the way until they're ready. Down here, more rack stuff, loads and loads, all waiting to go in boxes. And the pike and horsemen down there, and then below that and yet more stuff here. Some Prince August and British infantry down there, so I've got to do some more of those because I haven't got a full regiment of those. So a lot of these are sort of half completed, apart from these caval, they're all done. So they need to be, I think I varnished them the other day actually, but so they need to go in a box. Okay, so lots on the go there. Okay guys,